This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I'll call the meeting of the Town and Village of Cottage Grove Joint Fire District Commission meeting to order at 6:30. We have a full house, both literally and online, and we have all of the meetings were properly posted, and will public appearances. Now for hold your peace. Next item, discuss and consider the minutes from our February 23rd, 2026 meeting.
Motion approved.
I'll second.
Motion by Fonger, second by Dahl to approve the minutes of our January 23rd meeting. Correction. It should be that the meeting should reflect February 23rd as opposed to January
I
23rd.
just noticed that, yeah, February 23rd.
If you don't mind, we'll submit the correction. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I'll abstain. He's not here.
501. Chief's report.
All right, we're currently sitting at 40 staff. That consists of 9 officers.
We can't hear you.
Oh, looks like
Awesome.
Mike's on. Oh,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Can Heidi Murphy hear us?
I can hear fine. Thank you for checking.
Oh, no, it's
Can't hear
a,
Heidi either.
it's a volume thing for you, Steve.
Is the volume on the TV up? Is that where the audio comes from, the TV?
Go down to the
Speaker.
bottom right corner where the microphone thing is.
Below captions,
To the
below
speaker.
captions,
Go down.
down,
Keep going.
Little,
Next over to the
next
right.
one over.
next one.
Keep going.
That
Keep
one.
going.
Done that and
One
turn
more
up the.
over.
One more over.
Can you hear us yet? Sometimes if no one's talking, you don't know if anyone can hear you or not.
I can hear you, Heidi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I guess they can't hear us in the room.
Heidi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
You can't hear you though.
Can't hear
Oh.
you.
Where does the audio come? Is it coming through speakers or from the TV itself?
Up here.
Okay.
They can hear each other. Brady and Nick can hear each other.
What's that?
They can hear each other.
It's just the audio on our end. It's not.
This is just the TV.
Oh.
Is the TV audio up?
Yeah, everything's up as.
Oh, shoot.
How many comments? No, we can't close captioning.
I'll just quick go through his report. Total staff right now is 40, officers are 9, driver operators 3, firefighters 22, probationary is 3, 1 explorer, 1 chaplain, 1 honorary. The department's currently at
Wanna read off that,
69 calls. I think we've had maybe 5 since this report was done. One of them was a structure fire call. And then we had a couple this morning that ended up being canceled en routes, and then a couple in between. So right now, this is an average of 0.88 calls per day. So an estimate projected out would be 323 calls by the end of the year. So you can kind of see the breakdown of calls, the incident breakdown. So right now we've got 16 in the town of Cottage Grove, 13 in the town of Pleasant Springs, 25 in the village of Cottage Grove, and then 15 that are mutual aid calls to our neighbors. And then you can kind of see the incident breakdown by municipality too. So blues are town of Cottage Grove, oranges are town of Pleasant Springs, and the grays are the village of Cottage Grove.
So the 12 no emergencies, would those all be considered false alarms, or were some of them legit and wouldn't fall into that category?
It would be a variety, but I think primarily those are false alarms, but some of them might be like canceled en routes too.
Okay.
Then we got the breakdown of calls by hour, calls by day, and the apparatus that responds to the different calls that we have. We don't have much for apparatus updates right now. For equipment, our fire event training prop is being displayed at FDIC. That's a national training event for fire instructors and firefighters, which is held every year in Indianapolis. It's a major event for the fire service. And so we were lucky enough to have, they requested to be able to display our prop at that event and display it. So that's going to be scheduled for delivery right after that event in April. And then we'll have it here for training for our staff. Training for February was air consumption drills and annual fit testing for all of our staff. Training for March is wildland fire suppression. We were going to do it last week, but we got snowed out. So we ended up doing training on our extrication tools and our airbag equipment which had just arrived. So we were able to get the training on that. Other news, corned beef and cabbage fundraising event was successful. We had a really good turnout from the community and support, which is always appreciated. So thank you to anybody that showed up for that. And then our staff milestones, we have Emma with 5 years, Katie with 8 years, and Jess 16 years with Cottage Grove Fire. So.
It's interesting, Wednesday of last month was, or is that for the year, or is that just last month?
That's for the entire year. You're right. That is
It just stands out like something's going on Wednesday.
Thursday around on Wednesdays.
something's going on.
There better be around on Wednesday, huh?
I'd have to look at what those calls are and see. I don't know. I haven't actually looked into that. I haven't done a deep dive into Wednesdays.
And then Thursday's a quiet day.
Shh, now you said it. You did it.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
On the calls, if mutual
Mutual aid.
ones, what would they be for the 15?
Those are typically structure fire calls to our neighbors. So we have a mutual aid and automatic aid agreement with all of our neighbors, and same thing for them to come to us. So just like.
So they call you and say, hey, we need you? Or-
It's automatic.
Oh, it is?
It's an automatic aid agreement. So just like we have the same thing set up, where if we have a structure fire, we automatically dispatch out our neighbors. So like Deerfield or McFarland or Stoughton will automatically get dispatched out to come to us. And depending if it's on the north side of town, it might be some Prairie, but typically we've got different departments that'll come to help us, just like on Susan Lane, we had Deerfield and McFarland and
I
Stoughton.
got that, but I wouldn't think you need all of them all the time, do you? Or what happens when
It
they all get
depends.
there?
It
You
really
say,
depends on the
go
type
home?
of call.
Or-
Well, if we get there and we find out it's nothing, we'll cancel them right away, but we always want to get them started just in
Yeah.
case it's something major. And they do the same for us. So
That's a good
McFarland,
system, yeah.
yeah, McFarland and Stoughton, we go to quite a bit. They'll get us started and then we might get there. Like just last week, McFarland called us and we actually got on scene and while they were in the middle of investigating it, and we stood by, and then eventually they canceled us and sent us home.
So like that incident towards Marshall 2 weeks ago, that was within Marshall's district and we got called? You got called from mutual aid? Is that?
Marshall, I don't remember
Was
the
that the-
Marshall one.
Some prairie where we got the barn fire.
Oh, some Prairie, yes, we had an.
It was south of
But it was.
Marshall.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
that's some
was-
Prairie there?
Yep,
Okay.
that was a some Prairie call,
Okay.
and they had a barn or a shed fire with some hay.
Yep.
And yes, we had an engine crew and a tender at that one, and we actually responded and stayed pretty active at that one.
So that was something you were called right away when it was called to the
Yeah,
county?
yeah, that was an auto aid.
Cindy is, or Heidi is.
Is it backwards? No, she did it the
How
right
does
way.
mutual aid work with pay per call?
Same.
Good question.
Yep, that's a good question. It'll be same. So if you respond and you're on an apparatus, you'll get the higher amount. If you respond and you're standby, then you'll get the lower amount.
Was the hazardous situation that seems higher than typical?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are typically like power lines or tree branches on power lines for hazardous situation type calls.
That was like the big wind. we had.
Yeah, if we get a big windstorm or something, that might knock some power lines loose.
Yeah.
Or a branch onto a power line.
How many calls were done in that last windstorm we had?
I don't know. I don't remember if we had any.
We had the one on Rendon Road where the pole,
Yeah, we did have that one.
just, that was at the, for a fire response.
What's the difference between rescue and medical or emergency?
That's a good question. Yeah. So rescue, we don't have a lot of those. Those are typically like someone stuck in an elevator. What you see for, and you asked about hazardous situation too. So they actually changed that up. Hazardous situation could also include a vehicle accident where there's no transport of a patient. So a patient might refuse to be transported or there's no injuries. So you might see some hazardous situations that are those. And then medical is assisting EMS, but medical might also be a vehicle accident that includes a transport of a patient.
In public service,
That might be like a person locked out of their vehicle.
okay.
And if you ever want to see a deeper dive into these, we can easily create a different report that shows a much deeper dive and specifies some of those things. So maybe we can do that next month and provide a little bit more detail on that if you want.
How does it actually work with the money? You know, people getting paid, do people show up better? Or no, or,
You're talking the paper. call?
yeah,
I would say it's about the same.
about the same?
Yeah, I guess I won't know until we run, because we're gonna do our first payout in April.
No.
So, because we're doing quarterly payouts. So I won't be able to necessarily compare the data until we do that payout and really pull the numbers in April and then compare it to maybe like fourth quarter of last year. And then I'll be able to have some comparisons on that. So I guess I probably shouldn't speculate.
Well,
until I know.
we did the right thing doing that program. You guys deserve that to, you know, keep your staff and stuff. Hopefully.
I hope so too. I think it's progress.
Anything else? Okay. Next item, discuss and consider using funds from the Pleasant Springs capital account to help pay for the fire vent training.
What is that, Steve?
What is that?
Oh, fire vent?
So the fire vent prop is what we are ordering to train our staff. It is a piece of equipment that provides ventilation training. Let's see. It's going to do ventilation training, forcible entry training, possibly confined space training. And it comes on a trailer, so it's movable. We can move it around. We ended up getting a grant a couple years ago from Ascendium, so that's going to be paying a portion of that cost for that prop. And we're requesting to look at using a portion of Pleasant Springs funds to pay the other half of the cost of that. So I wish Nick could talk a little bit more because I know he had a lot more that he wanted to say about this.
Tell you what, why don't
I don't know if he wants to postpone it.
No,
knowing that
no,
it's
I
coming up
just-
for delivery.
I was gonna say, have him call me on my phone. I'll put it on the speaker
I
and
don't need my-
Yeah, that's better.
Do you want to text it to him? Oh, he's got your number. Do you want to call, Nick, do you want to call Steve on his cell?
sorry, April, where did you say part of the grant was funded by?
Ascendium.
Ascendium?
Um, Here, I'm just gonna put the phone number in here.
608 334 1424. Hey, Chief, I'll put you on speaker here.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Everybody hear?
Yep.
All right, you're live, Chief.
Okay. So what we were looking at is this, yeah, okay, the computer stopped echoing. Okay. So we're looking at a prop for, as April explained, forcible entry, some roof ventilation, and confined space, but a few different other items. So we originally did, the association approved purchasing it earlier this year. And originally we were gonna pay for all of it on our own, but it was asked if we could use Pleasant Springs funds to help offset some of the cost of that. Just because that's what those funds are raised for. For those that don't know, the Pleasant Springs agreement, the money from Pleasant Springs goes into a capital fund that the fire department comes to the JFC for approval on spending the items on capital items that we're going to use for the service of the district. So, so we're hoping to, like I said, pay for half of it with the fire department association, and then hoping to take the other half of it out of the Pleasant Springs funds.
How much?
Yeah, how much we talking?
So the total on the entire unit is total is $92,800.
Holy crap.
We'd be looking for half, so we'd be looking at doing $46,400 from Pleasant Springs, and the fire department would match that 50-50.
And
Do other departments have this same thing?
City of Madison has one that's pretty similar to that, but we're not gonna obviously go to City of Madison and train on theirs. Other agencies around us, I don't think very many of them have it, so we'd be probably one of the first departments to have it in your area.
what does this thing look like?
So it's literally a trailer with it's got like a platform that's hydraulically actuated platform that you can pitch to different angles for roof ventilation operations. And then on the bottom half of the trailer, it's got like a forcible entry door that we can work on, and some rebar cutting and some other stations there. So it's just a double axle utility trailer almost, with like a wooden platform and some hydraulics on the upper half of it. So
What is it gonna cost to maintain it per year?
really not much of anything. We're gonna probably do most of the maintenance in-house on our own. So
Interesting.
I guess one question I have is, if we're planning on purchasing this, why didn't we include this in the budget process so that we'd add a little bit more upfront in terms of what we were planning?
So I guess we were originally planning on paying for the whole thing on the association side ourselves. And then it was brought up by the association that maybe we should look at using Pleasant Springs for half of this, because that's what Pleasant Springs funds are for. So I guess it wasn't a budgeted item, but Pleasant Springs funds come out of a different envelope that don't come out of the municipalities funding. they're in a pot that sits there until they're spent by the JFC and the fire department. So
Where are you gonna store this thing?
behind the fire station in that lower parking lot.
Oh, outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess given the magnitude, it would have been nice to include this in budgeting if we're gonna take it. I understand the Pleasant Springs funds are designed to cover equipment, but it sure would be nice if, when 2028 comes and we're paying for a ladder truck, that we have a good chunk to offset that. That's kind of my 2 cents.
Well, I guess right now what's in the Pleasant Springs Fund, there was, I can pull that up. Yeah.
329,483.
Yeah, so
No.
329,40.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if it's something the fire department believes they need, if it's a need, is it a need?
Yeah, we feel that we need it. We felt strong enough about it that we are gonna purchase it regardless. So this is merely, we're asking the municipalities to use some of the funds that we've already raised to help offset the cost of it. So, regardless, we're buying it regardless, I guess. It's just, we're looking to see if maybe the association doesn't have to cover it all on their own, and some of the funds that we've raised through Pleasant Springs can help cover the half of it.
Well, we take it from one or we take it from the other.
Yeah.
I would make a motion, we approve this. Spending half the money out of Pleasant Spring funds. Which is how much?
$46,400.
That's what I go with. That's why I sit by you.
If we did this, would we cut ourselves short?
It was cool.
Would we cut ourselves short with the new ladder truck?
We're always gonna be short.
Yeah.
We're always good. And I think Mike brings up a good point, because if we take funds out of Pleasant Springs, which could be applied towards the truck, we're gonna have to budget it anyway. So to your point, right, either we pay for it out of this fund now, or we budget it. If we pay for it out of this, we're gonna end up budgeting 46,400 to replenish this, and then some for the ladder truck.
Mhm.
Right?
I think there's a question too, as to if the fire department hasn't necessarily come forward and said that they want to use the Pleasant Springs funds towards the ladder truck. And is that something that the municipalities are requesting to use the funds towards? Because the fire department hasn't necessarily requested that or pursued that option yet.
I guess my personal take on it, the Pleasant Springs money is for whatever we, within this 36 square miles, including the village
Mhm.
of the town and village of Cottage Grove, what we want to use it for.
And it was money we never had years ago, It's
True.
It's there.
And I guess, kind of piggyback off of what Mike said, we appreciate the fact that Pleasant Springs trusts us enough to allow them to provide protection for them for suitable reimbursement. And, I want to make sure that we are the best stewards that we can or are of that money. And I guess the only thing that I would say is that I wish the fire department would have said, hey guys, meaning us, this is what we're thinking. I know we said originally we were gonna do this, and obviously, this has been in discussions for a while, and I would have liked to have potentially had a little bit of time to chew on it a little bit more. I mean, I know what they are, because I think the fire department actually wanted to buy one several years ago. I think, or there was a demonstration of one that was here. And so I personally am familiar with what they're requesting. And I guess I would have you know, maybe just a little bit more notice on this for everybody.
It would have been
Especially-
nice if it was during the budget process,
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
but
True.
But we're not
And,
there.
you know, while I think that maybe perhaps going forward, if even if the associate, well, I'll put it out this way. Say the association is, the fire department association is looking at making a purchase for something for the department. And I'm not saying that we will, but perhaps if we knew about something like this, hey, guys, no, I think that's something that the municipality should fund. You know, we'll get it into the budget process. You know, thank you for offering to do it, but we'll take care of it, kind of thing. And like I said, you know, was unaware, and you know, just going forward, hey, if you guys are thinking about spending some money, let us know. You may or may not have to. That's all I'm gonna say. So.
This is the first I saw of it too. So it caught me definitely off guard.
and I presume other, fire departments will probably use it. I presume it's gonna be used by other people too, I would think anyway, if it's the only one around the area.
Can we rent it out?
Well, I think
Yeah,
we need
there.
to use it ourselves first. The best part that this trailer does, and to add on to what Chief Archibald had said, trying to find a house, which we had in the village, had one. It takes a lot of work to prep all those and do all those, and actually to get it all set up to do training. This trailer in itself, I can go from a 0-12 pitch, no, meaning a flat roof, all the way up to a 12-12 pitch. And you're literally 8 feet off the ground. And this is, I think, with what we've added on to it with some outside donations, some other things. And because they took it to FDIC, we got another option that they put on. There's forcible entry, we can cut road, but instead of having these props laying around all outside and something we can actually use, we have the ability to get a cover on it. We've talked about some of those other things, but that's really what it's all about. Can other departments use it? Potentially, but I think we have to, it's us first.
Are you destroying stuff on the trailer, basically, or cutting holes, or
Yeah, the only thing we have to provide is
you have to
wood.
buy more
It's lumber.
pieces later, right?
It's
Or no?
lumber. So you've got basically this whole entire trailer's got powder coated and whatever, and then we put the lumber on it.
I made a motion.
Was there a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the using Pleasant Springs money to help pay for the 50% up to 46,400. If that's okay, of the fire vet training prop. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I would just say, this definitely is news to me. I didn't know about it. I understand whether it comes from the association or comes from the communities out of the Pleasant Springs funds. Either way, it would have been budgeted, right, if it came to us during budget time. So it's kind of a wash there. But I think, like you said, in the future, if you guys are going to make equipment purchases, if you could just post a commission so we kind of know what's going on, whether it's coming out of the association or not, because of kind of what Steve said. So I think that's really important that communication is there so that we're not like surprised. And if there are questions, we can ask them up front. But other than that, that's the only comment I had.
Can I ask a question then? So as far as do we need to revisit the Pleasant Springs fund contract then, and what the expectations are for requests on using those funds or requesting to expend those funds? Because we have a contract. I mean, we have an agreement on how those funds are requested to be used. So do we need to revisit that and how the fire department requests to utilize those funds or spend those funds and comes to the JFC to use those funds?
That's a good question. I'd like to see a copy of the contract. I don't have a copy of it. Faith?
So can I get a clarification? So you're saying the contract we have
No.
with you? No.
No, not that contract. We
No,
have a
that
separate,
contract.
we have a different contract
Well,
that talks
that's why I
about.
wanted this
As far as
clarified
use of
because
funds
it's
go,
confusing
you
to
know.
me. My understanding of the money, it's yours to do with however
Yeah.
you choose.
Correct.
That's what Dick told me, and he wanted me to convey that to you in the future. So that's what I'm doing.
Good.
Yeah, no,
I guess personally, I guess I would like to look for a little bit more collaboration. You know, I don't want you guys just to decide unilaterally, I'm not saying that you will. Yeah, we're gonna spend it down this time because we want to buy this, and this. Okay. The,
and we haven't. We've always.
No, I
been
know you
very
haven't. I know
frugal
you
with
haven't.
those
and that's,
funds.
the current administration, the fire department has been really good about, until now, letting us know what we're thinking about spending the money for. And because of the fact that the town and the village may or may not have the same idea and the same time frame, as far as how that money is gonna get used. We have, meaning the town and village, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth or anything else like that, but we have been trying to say we'd like to build up a bit of a nest egg to pay or to put toward the new ladder. And as stuff comes up, if there's a need to take away from that pot, so be it. But I just think we're just trying to be careful, and we'd like to try and build a nest egg, as much as we can.
Paul, you had a comment before.
Well, the spirit of the Pleasant Springs money, right, is something that benefits all municipalities. And the idea of taking it and putting it towards a ladder truck, I think is not in the spirit with that, because as far as I know, in April, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's only one property in Pleasant Springs that would need a ladder truck. Right, so really the ladder truck is mostly for the village use, a little bit for the town, long shot for town of Pleasant Springs. So I just wanted to bring that up and kind of plant the seed, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it later, but that's not really what the spirit of what those funds were supposed to do.
I don't know that I would agree with that, quite frankly. We're getting money from the town of Pleasant Springs to provide a service to those folks, okay? And how we provide that service is left up to us as a whole. And the money that we get from Pleasant Springs, I think it's up to us, again, to determine how best to use that money.
When you say us, are you including the fire department?
Yes, that's why I'm saying I've got my arm reached out towards you guys too.
I'm just making sure, because
Yeah,
part of
for
the
sure.
agreement to take on Pleasant Springs included the fire department willing to take on that work. Because we're the ones doing the work, we're the ones having to respond.
Correct.
having
You guys
to-
are
we're
also the
willing to
ones.
Take on those 50 to 70 calls a year.
Yeah.
And so we were the ones saying, yeah, we'll take on that work for that agreed amount, that agreed contract amount, which means we're gonna have a say in what those funds are
Which is
expended
fair,
towards.
yeah.
And she already said that.
Faith, go ahead.
Well, in your, somewhere, and I can't bring it up on my phone, you already stated you're taking this to a convention in April. So you've already got it coming down the road. You all agreed and sat there and, okay, fine, you're taking it in April, and now all of a sudden you're backpedaling.
I will call
A
the
little
vote.
bit.
All those in favor of purchasing the fire vent prop signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
What do we got here?
Heidi,
What
did you
height?
say yes?
We can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Did we lose Nick?
I think, Nick, are you still on? Or do we lose him?
No, you
He's right
lost
here.
him.
No,
He's
no,
on
no,
the
I'm
cell
just,
phone.
I didn't see him up there, so.
You bailed because of the echo.
Okay,
So we,
right.
I don't think we've ever said no. And we may have said yes, maybe not quite the same time frame, but we've never said no. And I don't, quite frankly, anticipate us ever saying no because of the fact we have a good core group of leaders next door and they've never done us wrong.
Yeah.
So I just, I don't want to put any kind of limits as to what we use that Pleasant Springs money for. If it turns out we need it to help, so be it.
And I hope we're happy, or they're happy, and I'm sure if you weren't, you would be saying something.
Yes, yes. But
So,
in reference to her thing about the ladder truck only having one structure, I will beg to differ because City of Stoughton had to go to a house fire where the house was, the outside was all engulfed and they had to cut a hole through to get down to the person inside. And they wouldn't have been able to do that without a ladder truck. Ladder trucks are very important and I will fight for one. I want one in my Pleasant Springs for more than one structure.
So
got it.
just to be clear on what Faith is saying, we have cards kind of spec'd out for what apparatus will be dispatched out. The only place we have a ladder to be dispatched out, unless it's specifically requested, is the church. So Paula is correct that the ladder will only be dispatched out to the church
Which church?
in Pleasant Springs.
We have two.
Yeah, well, maybe both churches, but they will only go to the church in Pleasant Springs. Every
Unless it's
other
called for.
occupancy or property in Pleasant Springs, the ladder would have to be specifically requested, dependent on the nature. And the reason for that is we've pre-planned every address, every residence in Pleasant Springs. We've looked at every driveway and evaluated whether or not it's appropriate to take a ladder to those addresses. And we've gone, nope, we want our engine 3 and our engine 4 at those addresses first, and we'll evaluate it later if we want to dispatch a ladder out. So we've already done pre-plans at those addresses. I don't know if Nate wants to add anything in there.
So you've done your due diligence
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with April. A lot of it is about fit. I mean, the truck is 47 feet long and it's the biggest truck we have. So a lot of those driveways in Pleasant Springs just aren't conducive to using a ladder truck, which is why they were pre-planned. So like April said, if we need it, absolutely, we'll take it down there. But it's a special request thing other than the two churches. It's automatic on the churches and a special request anywhere else because we need to evaluate if it's even going to be feasible to set it up or not.
So you don't send a ladder to every barn fire unless it's requested.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
But I do think, we talked about it, when we're buying big capital assets, just communication, I think would help the whole thing, but I think this is an appropriate use for those funds. So, okay.
Anything else? Moving on, number 7, update on generator maintenance. I'd ask for this item to be put on. The generator next door at the ESB was recently serviced. And I happen to know the tech for the company that provides the service work. And he advised me that since the last time he had been out there, there was less than 3 hours worth of runtime on the generator. And the recommended runtime is at least 12 hours annually. So he requested that the fire department fire it up and let it run for an hour or two more frequently to get those hours onto it. And the other thing is that the transfer switch, which is the big panel where when the generator comes online, it moves the power around throughout the building. That transfer switch is obsolete and is no longer made. There are no longer any assets for that particular transfer switch. Having said that, there are newer versions of a transfer switch that can be used in the event that ours was to go to heck, and it's nothing that we're anticipating, going bad or anything else like that, but just to know that that exact switch is no longer available. And it would require probably 6 to 8 hours of an electrician to do the wiring onto a new transfer switch, if indeed that time comes. And the new transfer switch was somewhere around $20,000.
But the rest of the generator is good, correct, or what did
It's
he say?
serviceable,
Serviceable, okay.
serviceable.
Well, that's a big thing.
Yes,
But
yes,
running it more will make it,
correct,
better.
yes,
you
correct.
can't let that thing
You
sit
gotta
there.
need to burn some of the cobwebs out of it, sometimes literally.
When you say service, what kind of life are we talking?
It's a guess.
In the foreseeable future,
Yeah.
the mechanical components of the generator itself are still available, like water pumps and oil pumps and that kind of stuff, all right? Because it's a Ford 460 engine. So not too much of an issue in that regard. It was just the electronic portion of it that things have gotten better, over years and stuff like that. Stuart, the technician, does not see a end of life in the future as far as that generator goes.
Do they come out every year?
I think it is annual service. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Your maintenance.
Yeah,
So we'll know if something's wrong.
sure. And it was good to find that out. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
So that
Is
switch
that
is,
something that when it comes budget time, we should be talking about a $30,000 line item for replacing that switch? Or do we wait till it fails and then
Wait till it fails.
Yeah.
And those,
what's the contingency if it fails and we need it, and we need power?
1,000 to 1. It
No,
hasn't been,
I
when's the
mean,
last
it's-
time it
it's-
was on?
yeah, I mean, it's,
It's been, when was the last time? Can you even say when it was used?
no, he can't
Yeah.
tell me a date.
Probably,
All there is just the hour meter. It says,
Yeah.
so we know how many hours, so. The thing is that the transfer switch that would be needed to replace the one that's in the building now, there are assets at the company I think we're in Pewaukee. And they have 24-hour technicians and.
okay, so we get it up and running.
Correct.
You mean the replacement switch? after they-
If we were to have a failure.
Oh, and I think that's why it's really important to run it so when it's run every month, if it's run for an hour every month, do we transfer in the power?
Yes,
So we actually activate that component of the
You
system.
will-
Okay, so it's more than just starting it up and letting it run. It's.
correct. You're actually
Oh,
exercising the
okay,
whole
okay,
system.
so
You
that
make
makes
sure
me
it's
feel
working,
better.
yeah. The
Makes me
whole
feel better.
building is working.
Yeah, okay.
All right, next item, update on revising the town and village ordinances regarding false alarms. Hi, chief.
Evening. Basically, I know the town attorney has received a copy of the draft ordinance, and the village attorney is making tweaks to ours. So should have something for you, hopefully, here very shortly.
Okay,
Again, like I said, I know the town attorney received a copy and was working on it, so.
do you know how long ago it was? Only reason why I'm asking, I don't know if I would have to light a fire under him or if it's just recently he got it.
I think, I don't know when he received it. I would say it was at the beginning of this month type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So that's where things are at.
So he's gonna take that and look at it and see the difference in the town and the village,
Correct.
basically, and
Yes.
good.
I do know one thing that will be, excuse me, different, and is the fact that the county's existing false alarm notice, they're on a rolling 12 months. And I'm very much inclined to keep our folks, meaning our deputies, on that same rolling 12 months. So am I saying that black and white, forever hold your peace kind of thing? No, but we're gonna be talking about it at the town here, our next, well, on Monday.
I think it's better because we're gonna have so less calls in the village, so,
We've had less.
yeah.
than
They got a
six.
totally different.
We've
problem
had
than
less
we do.
than 6.
Yeah.
In the past 15 months.
Yeah.
6 false alarms in 15 months.
And, it was at a particular church in the township. I won't,
Really?
Same location?
half of them were, yes.
Which
Or
one?
actually 4, huh?
Which one was it?
I
What church?
won't say publicly, but.
Well, it's probably Catholics.
No, that'd be the village. At St. Pat's, no.
I take that back then.
Strike that from the.
Yeah, strike that.
So anyway, thanks for the report, and we're getting closer, and anything from the fire department side of things as far as nothing? Okay,
Unless, I don't know if Nick's got anything he wants to say.
No, we're just waiting for that to go through.
Okay.
Both municipal attorneys.
okay. Next item, discuss and consider our next meeting date. And also, we're gonna wanna, not only for our April meeting, but I want people to think out into May. The 4th Monday is Memorial Day. And I don't know how or when we do our meeting, for May. So I just want, we can talk about it some more next month, but I just want to bring it out to people's minds just so to think about it and think ahead. So it would,
April 27th.
April 27th. Does that work for everyone? Heidi, yes, is that a thumbs up? Yep. Chief?
Do we have a town board meeting?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, what's that?
Do we have a town board? We're talking April 27th?
Yeah,
We got a town board meeting because of Easter? Easter's Monday, so we had like a town board meeting.
27th will be fire.
And I got a town board meeting on that because of Easter. What did you have?
I don't,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, we have-
Easter's a
no,
Sunday.
we have the 30th of
Oh,
March.
never mind, yeah. never mind.
Okay,
Never
you
mind.
clicked 1 month too far forward.
Yeah.
27th, sounds like it is then.
Perfect.
All right.
So just before you close out, I wanted to tell you guys that, November 25th, 2024, we presented you with the fire vent prop and putting it behind the fire station. So if you go back to those meeting minutes, you can find the details and you can find the brochures that we brought that fire vent prop to you, to the
On November
JFC.
24th, 2024.
2 years ago.
25th, 2024.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you, April. I wasn't here at that time.
Nope, and yes, benefit of the doubt, I think that many of you were not here.
But the fact that you brought it up, I think is all
Thank
we
you.
can ask.
So just so you know.
Thank you.
So agenda items,
I'm sorry.
did you already? Summer.
For, obviously, the false alarm ordinance will come up this time, chief's report. And is the prop gonna be here by then?
It should be here the end of April. Nick, when is FDIC? Oh, let me look real quick.
It's actually gonna be here. It'll be here before the next meeting. Yep.
Okay. So I
That's worth
encourage
seeing,
maybe
probably.
chief, let everybody know, so the members can stop over and take a look at it, because they're out and about
That'd be
kind of
That'd be
thing.
really cool.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Anything else that we haven't talked about? That may come up, that somebody knows in advance? No, just kidding.
Not the ball item, but you guys asked last month about those thermal cameras. You wanted to see the difference between them and you think.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys could see them.
Oh, I didn't bring the other one. I just brought the new one.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. You said bring the seat. I guess I only brought the seat. I didn't bring the other one.
So
This is
that's
the
not
new
the one
one.
that's,
This is the one that'll be mounted to our SCBA's, right on our person. So, but I didn't bring the, you know what, I do have the handheld. Nick, you wanted the other one that's out in the car?
Yeah, they wanted to see the difference between the FLIR and the seat.
I'll run out and grab that one. I have that one.
So back when the crop is delivered, is there anybody from Pleasant Springs that needs to be notified so they can be part of?
Sure.
I-
We'll let Faith know, or we'll let Dick know, who can let Faith know, who can let anybody else who has to come up.
Perfect. And I will bring it up, let's see, is it next week? No, the week after. We don't have our town board meeting on the first Tuesday because of election. We will have it on the Thursday of that week and I can notify them.
Radioactive.
I give my report for all of the fire and EMS meetings I go to every month.
Okay, take a look at it now.
Oh, wow.
What are they doing? Ooh,
Well, I see some horns.
You taking
popping up
pictures?
over
some
here.
Yeah.
horns popping up.
It's really cool.
Was it like a little TV or? Oh, okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
white is warm, huh?
Here's that
Okay,
handheld.
so
So that
you
one's
take that,
mounted
when you go
to,
in, really, you
To our
can see,
SCBA's.
yeah,
So our
thermal
goal,
imaging.
how will you see the, I mean, how will you,
Yeah.
you be able to pull it away and see?
yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it'll be like this.
On a
when we
lanyard?
pull it out. So our goal would be to get all 27 SCBA's to have one of those on
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
it.
is.
So
I need something more
This
than
is
300
high def.
degrees Fahrenheit so I can see some color.
It's light a fire.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it is. Pretty neat.
we have an active grant out right now to get 15, I think, more of those. But
You just turn it on and it's
really
ready to go.
depends on if we're successful with that grant.
Spot up there, that's bad.
Oh, it's
Are they
cold. It's
run by
cold over here.
Batteries, April?
Yes,
or
it's
how are
dirty.
they?
Rechargeable, so we just charge them.
See where,
That's pretty cool.
All right.
here, there's a couple holes.
So April, this is mounted on the SCBA, so is it like
Yeah.
tethered so they can pull it out and do this, or is
Yeah.
it like?
Look at smoke.
So it's got like a,
A lanyard, I think, it's a lanyard.
oh, it's a lanyard, so if they do drop it in the fire, it's not like they,
What, Nick?
They said they got a lanyard just like the FLIR, they just haven't been put on yet.
See the one that's on the FLIR,
okay,
Peter?
yeah, I see
This
that.
one? Yeah, it'll be like that.
So if you do drop it, it's tethered to you and.
It's super cool.
You've been using this one already, obviously.
Yeah, that one's so heavy and clunky, you know, and
Smells like.
this one will be really nice.
Heidi, I'm gonna stick this up in front of the camera once to see if you can.
Can you actually see?
Just a little clearer, right?
Yeah.
The way it looks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, you're pretty hot up there.
That's what they all say.
You weren't here first, his horns.
They don't call me the mayor of Cottage Grove for
This is a new
nothing.
one, Heidi.
Yeah, cool. That's
That's
good.
pretty cool. Thank you for sharing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can sell this one
I
soon.
know that. Now you gotta watch your hands.
Yeah, it smells like pork.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
So future agenda, I may have missed that. Any,
We didn't talk anything.
Okay. okay, I was,
Hopefully an update on the false alarms.
okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe we can see that,
And then,
bring that piece of equipment over here.
Hey, what, I'm sorry?
Bring that piece of equipment over here so we can take a look at it here.
Fire vent
Or
drop.
go over there, one of the two, you
I
know.
was just gonna say is, yeah, you could. I'm just gonna say is, as soon as it gets here, I could send out an email to everybody. And if everybody's
Yeah.
just out and about, to stop in and
They were
drive around to the back of the fire station.
having a demonstration.
Does that work?
Oh, this
Did
is so
you
much
want to add
fun.
anything to the agenda?
This is like carrying around your TV at home.
I'll keep you updated if anything comes
Thank you.
up.
for
Okay,
sharing.
thank you.
Smell that one.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion a second to adjourn. Not debatable. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, everyone.
Good job adapting, Heidi
Yes.
and Nick.
Yeah, Heidi. See you next.
All right, thank you. everybody.
All right. We are still recording.
It's still recording.
It's still recording.
You're gonna wait to the left,
New session.
all the way down to the far left, which is.
Far left, the bullseye. the red bullseye.
What's that? All the way down far left, right there. hit that.
They're impossible to.